Hello there. There are two things that should be worrying people about Brexit right now, and they should be worrying people a lot. Now, before I start, I'd just like to remind everyone that today is ANZAC Day. This is the day we commemorate the sacrifices of the Australians and New Zealanders who have served and died in all wars, conflicts and peacekeeping operations, as well as the contribution and suffering of all those who have served from the Gallipoli campaign in the First World War right up to the present day. So earlier, as the Deputy Mayor of Shaftesbury, I was honoured and privileged to lay a wreath in remembrance of them on behalf of the town during a short service at the town's war memorial. Now, as we watch the establishment ostensibly run by the Prime Minister Theresa May, doesn't it strike you as odd that the two main party leaders appear not in the least worried about the state of their own parties and whether or not we partake of the MEP elections or what the outcome would be? Our parliamentarians across the board also seem extremely comfortable with ignoring a democratic decision by the people and, as a consequence, shrugging off the rule of law over UK constitutional matters. And on top of that, the Tory MPs have all but now proven via the decision of their own backbench 1922 committee that they support Theresa May remaining in post. So the first of these worrying things is that our lead politicians in Parliament seem completely relaxed about the trouncing they are about to receive at the ballot box in both the local elections on the 2nd of May and the EU Parliament elections on the 23rd of May. How can they be so complacent in the face of an imminent electoral wipeout, especially on the Tory side? Could it be that they view these as a suitably timed safety valve to let the people blow off a bit of steam, while our betters busy themselves with the important work of dismantling the UK? Could it be that an establishment that is playing the long game of uniting Europe into one superstate nation is content to put up with anti-EU politicians controlling what is in effect a powerless talking shop, while the EU Commission and EU Council quietly do the superstate heavy lifting? Could it be that, in the face of a growing populism amongst member states, bureaucrats have resigned themselves to a few years of boisterous MEPs grandstanding with speeches while having no real power to interfere with the general direction of the European Union? Are our domestic politicians just happy to spend over £100 million of our money to send a bunch of people on a huge wages and high expenses to Brussels, knowing those people will be noisy but ineffectual? Just a thought. However, be in no doubt, Brexiteers must turn out in force at both those elections. But the second worry is that our politicians are now quite happy to see the UK constitution binned whenever it conflicts with the need for EU law to prevail to keep the UK under Brussels control. On this, there is plenty of opinion out there arguing very convincingly that the UK was forced into the EU in 1973 unconstitutionally under UK law, and therefore our membership is unlawful and void. But in the very recent past, the UK was kept in the European Union by the Prime Minister acting beyond her powers, in twice agreeing to extend Article 50 on the international plane prior to gaining the permission of Parliament. And the extremely worrying thing here is that the vast majority of our MPs and peers of the realm leapt at the chance to overlook this major constitutional outrage. Apart from a small notable band of patriots and believers in the rule of law, the rest were ready to ignore the law in order to overrule the electorate and get what they themselves wanted, which is more time within which to work out how to reverse Brexit. Consider this. What's to stop the PM going to Brussels right now and agreeing to increase UK corporation tax to the level wanted by the EU? Or raise our VAT rates into line with the EU? Or decrease the minimum wage in line with EU average? Or reduce holiday and maternity pay to the EU average? and then just come back and put in a statutory instrument, then declaring, there you go. Parliament would go ballistic and the courts would be in immediate constitutional session. Now there are two cases progressing through the courts that, as far as I can see, are ironclad, and using the precedent already set in the Remainer Gina Miller case, prove that the UK has already left the EU. But the Gina Miller case attracted huge publicity and funding of about £1.2 million to see it safely through to a successful conclusion, which many hoped would stop Brexit in its tracks. And the Robin Tilbrook case, the first of the Article 50 extension judicial review cases, has so far attracted almost zero mention in the press and only about £80,000 because it's a Brexiteer case. Now tell me it's the super rich who want the UK to leave the EU. Oh no, the big money wants us firmly in. Anyway, what do you think? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.